This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today.
Information is on that flyer. Please get with us. Your salvation is on the line. Now what does say abomination mean? Is abomination a good thing or a bad thing? Sirach 15 to verse 13. Let's see. You said bad, right? Now let's see how bad an abomination is in the eyes of the Lord, because that's what matters what the Lord think, right? Yep. Let's see, because he told you men shouldn't be dressing like women, and women shouldn't be dressing like men. Everybody that do so are an abomination. Right. Let's see how he feels about an abomination. Read what you got.
Sirach chapter 15 verse 13.
Bring it out.
The Lord hateth all abomination.
But I thought they said God was all love. In the world, God, they say, you know, he's coming with rainbows and lollipops.
Right.
But if we read the book, God hates, he gets mad just like we do. So God said when men dress like women, the Shananes, what's some more? The Wandas, the Medeas. God hate that thing. He ain't up there laughing. Read that again.
The Lord hateth all abomination, and they that fear God love it not.
So God said, I hate that thing. When he see effeminate women, because what happens when women put on pants? Now they think they run everything. Now they the heads of the house. God don't like that thing. God made a woman to be effeminate. He made a man to be a man.
Masculine.
Read it again. Masculine. Read that again.
The Lord hateth all abomination, and they that fear God love it not.
So God hates that thing. What you got?
Okay, I had guys that should a woman preach. She get in the school.
You know what I want.
All right.
Where's that at? Something out of
1 Timothy.
1 Timothy, what is it?
2:11.
2:11. That's a good question. Because if you look out into the world now, you know, they got Juanita Bottoms, they got all these women pastors. No, that's not so. Let's see what God said. Read.
1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence.
So first of all, they're supposed to be learning in silence. So being a loudmouth woman, they not. Matter of fact, you see how the woman went over to Dubai, got the yelling all out in public. You see how they got enough sense to know that women are out of order for raising their voice or yelling at a man.
Bring it out.
But when we get here, women can do what they want to do. Read that again.
Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
Why? Because women work off emotions. Yeah. Men work off common sense. So if we let women alone to let them rule everything, we would have been, let's say we let women rule everything, but we'd have been over. It would have been. Read it again.
Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man.
So she's not supposed to be using her authority over the man.
Right.
So when she talks to somebody, it's supposed to be with meekness and kindness. Is there any more on that? Matter of fact, give me Sirach 22 and verse 5. That's what I want. That's what I want. Hold on, brother. This is what I want. This is what I want. Sirach chapter 22 and verse 5. I think I like that one. Because no, women are not supposed to teach. They not take that back. They can teach the children.
Right.
The children are who women supposed to be teaching, not men. There should be nowhere where women is the upper authority making commands or teaching men anything in the church. Read.
Sirach chapter 22 verse 5. She that is bold dishonoreth both her father and her husband, but they both shall despise her.
So it says one who are all masculine and trying to rule over everybody. says that bow and what? Dishonoreth what?
Dishonoreth both her father and her husband.
So now, because now what does the man do? Now the man like, why are you like this? What they do? Oh, you can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me what I can or can't do. I'm ordained a Lord. No, men don't like that. Give me what they can teach. Let's see what they can teach. Titus chapter 2. Let's see what women can teach.
You know.
Let's see what women can teach. Because yes, they can teach. But let's see what they can teach. Read what you got.
Titus chapter 2, verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers.
So these are what they're supposed to be thinking. They're not supposed to be false accusers, lying. Like, I don't know if you ever seen, what was the TV show, Greenleaf? Where it's all type of madness going on in the churches. Lying, all type of stuff going on in the church. Read.
Not given to much wine, teachers of good things.
So not given to much wine. Women are not supposed to be all drunk and chest bumping men. No, read.
That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands.
It says women should be to be teaching their women, the daughters, how to be sober, how to love their children. Because a lot of us now say, yeah, we love our children. We know how to raise them, but clearly we don't. Because if you look, our jails is full of black men and black women.
That's right.
This is how we raise our kids. We go off of what we have been taught through what was passed down from us.
Right.
So if we was taught the wrong way growing up, we're going to teach the same thing. So that's why we're supposed to go into the Bible and see what we're supposed to teach, how we're supposed to love. Because we all say we know how to love somebody, but do we really? The men out here going from sister to sister to sister.
Right.
Now that forces the sister to go to man to man to man, we all out of order. Read what you got. Shalom, how you doing, sis? What's your name?
My name's Queen.
Your name Queen, okay. So what we out here teaching is who we are according to the Bible and our nationality and why we in this situation. Now, if I ask you, what's your nationality according to the Bible? What would you tell me? I mean, well, what's your nationality, if I ask you?
I'd say I'm black.
You black, right? Okay, question. Now your shirt is black. Are you the same color as your shirt? Do they have a land of black? Can you go buy a plane ticket? Like, you know what? Let me get a plane ticket to the land of black. No, right? So now you gotta ask yourself, okay, it can't be black, so who is it?
Yeah, exactly.
So now that we don't, because another one that people would say is we're African Americans. We can't be African Americans because 1985, Jesse Jackson gave us the nationality of African Americans. So a lot of us out here are older. I don't know if you knew that, but a lot of us are older than the so-called nationality African Americans.
Right.
1986, look it up. Right. 1986 is when, no, 85 is when Jesse Jackson coined and called us African Americans.
Yep, I remember that.
So now we're not black, we're not African Americans. Who are we? Because how they said, if you don't know who you are, you don't know where you are. You don't know where you're going, right? So therefore, if you don't know who you are or where you're going, now you cleave to other people. Now you tend to do what other people are doing. But what we're doing is showing you who you are according to the Bible and what we're supposed to be doing. Now, you see yourself on the side, well, you said black, right? So you will be from the tribe of Judah, biblically, because you don't see the word black as a nation of people in the Bible. So what we're showing our people is far too long we have been given this Bible, but I guarantee we all, even me growing up, I thought this was a white man book. I'm like, oh, that's the white man book. I don't see myself in it. But when you actually read the book, you see that it's our history. It's full of our people, our colored people. White people ain't got no dealings with this book.
That's right.
But what tends to happen is because we was in slavery, it was taught to us what we were supposed to be teaching.
Right.
And I guarantee you going to churches now to this day, they don't open the book and read what we're supposed to be doing. What they do, they give you a sermon that we all going through. They give you a feel-good sermon.
Right.
And why does it hit so hard? Because we all going through something. So we like, oh, the pastor was talking about me. He was talking about, no, he wasn't. He was talking about all of us. We all go through the same struggle.
Tell me what's going on in the world. I mean,
Right.
Right here.
Right.
He's not reading. He's not talking about the Bible.
Exactly.
That's my thing.
Exactly. So, matter of fact, give me that Malachi 2 and verse 7. Let's see what the priests or pastors are supposed to be teaching us. Because if we're not being taught the wrong thing, how can we even make it to the kingdom? How can we even? Because they tell you, how they say we get to heaven? They say all we gotta do is believe. Believe what? What are we believing in? And believing is an action word. So what is it that we're supposed to be believing in to get the kingdom of God?
Right.
That's because we don't read. Read what you got.
Malachi chapter 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips shall keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth.
So the priests or the pastor should be teaching God's laws. Because just like I read to you earlier, that's how we're going to get the kingdom of heaven, by keeping God's laws. Now, question, sis. Do you know that our captivity, our slavery is recorded in the Bible? I'm going to show you. Now, what do you know about slavery? Now, is it safe to say that you can go look up our slavery in history books? Because some people say it never happened.
I'm not sure.
All right, we're going to give it to you. Okay, well, how do we get to this side of the earth?
They say they kidnapped us, I guess.
Okay,
They
kidnapped
stole
us.
us from Africa, I guess.
Okay, now what was the means of transportation?
A boat.
A boat, right? Give me that. 28 verse 68. Matter of fact, 1 and 1 first, just to give you the context of who we talking about. Because this Bible is only talking about one people. The Bible's only talking about the children of Israel from the front to the back. Nothing changes. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Everybody.
All Israel.
Chinese people.
All Israel.
White people.
All Israel.
So we got the context. The Bible, Moses is talking about the children of Israel, which is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now, real quick, give me 46 real quick. 46.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So when Moses went to the mountain, he got commandments from God to go tell the children of Israel. Now, one side, you got any kids? So, question, if you tell, let's say you got boys, girls, a girl, let's say they go into the store and they be like, Mommy, I want some candy. What you gonna tell them? Are you gonna give them stipulations? So let's say let's say she bad as hell. She still gonna get that candy?
Probably not.
Right. So just like we would award our kids for doing good, and we would, whoop our kids or whatever, discipline our kids for doing bad, right? God is saying the same thing. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1, he's saying, if you keep my commandments, he's going to put us above all nations. But there's a flip side. Now, if we don't, give me 15. Now, if we don't, well, I ain't gonna get it, just 46. If we don't listen, now curses were going to fall upon the children of Israel. Read.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So one thing he left for the children of Israel to identify themselves, because he knew we were going to be lost or not know who we are. Jeremiah 17, hold that, Jeremiah 17:4. Because he knew in the future we were no longer going to know who we were. We were no longer going to be called the children of Israel. So what he did, he set curses or blessings on us for us to identify, look back in this Bible and to identify who the children of Israel are. Give me that, read.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
What does it mean to discontinue something? Stop it, right?
Right.
Do you agree, brother? Right. So read that again.
And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So God is telling the children of Israel that I'm going to stop. I'm no longer are you going to know that you are the children of Israel. So in the latter days, as we read in Deuteronomy, the curses, now he left the curses for us to identify who we are, to come back to him. Now jump back and give me 68. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68.
Somebody give that for me.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So question, do you know the history of the children of Israel when they came out of Egypt the first time? So their status was they were enslaved under the Egyptians. I know we like to say we are the Egyptians because that's the only type of royalty that we see, that we try to, because we are the same color, that we try to identify from. No, that was a black nation enslaving another black nation. It was two different nations. So under the Egyptians, that's why Moses said, let my people go.
Right.
Separating, showing that it's two different people. So when we were under the Egyptians back then, we were under captivity. That's why Moses went to Pharaoh and said, let my people go. So when he brought us out of Egypt, he brought us out of captivity or slavery. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So this time God is saying, if you don't keep my commandments, I'm going to bring you into Egypt or captivity again. How you say we got here? With ships, right? Now was it the Caribbean cruise ships where did we have our feet kicked up? No, right? We was hog tied down, just like that. Read.
Whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So as a nation of people, have we been back to our homeland? No, right? Read.
And there,
so no matter where these ships took us, Africa, Europe, North America, South America, the islands of the sea, no matter where these slave ships dropped you off at, now what?
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
So in history, in any class that you can think of, have you heard about any other nation going into captivity and being sold on cargo slave ships? No, right? So now you should be like, wait a minute, that only happened to one group of people. So as you go through these curses, you're supposed to match them up to see who the children of Israel are. And the more you go over these curses, the more you should be like, damn, this is talking about me. Right. Because every other nation, I guarantee if you ask them where they're from, they can tell you their homeland, they can tell you their long line of history. Right. But when you ask the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we don't know. Right. We have no clue. Right. That's because in slavery, we were robbed of our nationality, just like God said it was going to happen. Right. Why? Because we broke God's law. Matter of fact, hold that. Give me Ezekiel 39 verse 23. I'm going to let God tell you. I ain't going to tell you. I'm going to let God tell you. He's going to tell you why we went into captivity. Because the world try to tell you that God is just all loving. He don't get mad. He ain't got no feelings. When God has the same feelings we do. God hates. He gets mad. And we are his creation. We are his children. So if he tell his children to do something, you got any kids? Yeah. Just like if you tell your kids to do something and they don't do it, what happens?
Get disciplined.
Get disciplined, right? So for some reason, why do we think that God doesn't discipline us when we do things that he told us not to do? Right. Because if you look into the world, everything has order. Right. Everything, the way the clouds move, right. The seasons, right. Nothing, everything, the animals. You don't see cheetahs mating with gorillas. Everything has order except the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Why? Because the church is not teaching you God's laws. Right. Read what you got.
Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 23. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity.
So every other nation knows, especially the one that brought us over here, the so-called white man. They know exactly who we are. It's us that don't know, because why we don't do the research. We don't read the book, because like I was telling the sisters and brother earlier, we look at this book as like a white man book, but everybody in this book is black.
That's
With the exception of the creation of Esau. King David, a black man. Jesus Christ, a black man. Job, a black man. Christ, a black man. That shows how God is a black man. But because we don't read it, we see this. You can put that down. You see this white man right here. Now, what comes with when you see this white man? What comes with that white man? Another doctrine, a doctrine that does that give you war? Does that give you any type of threat? You see that, you like, oh, just love. That's what you see when you see that. But when you read the Bible, God is a man of war. All right, what I had you on, read it, keep going.
And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity.
So everybody, the other nations know we went into captivity. We was allowed to go into captivity in this land because of our iniquity. One more scripture, then we got to close out. I'm going to show y'all the other nations know exactly who we are. Give me, what is that? Judith 5 and 16. Or is it 19?
20.
5 and 20. I'm going to show you. When I tell you this book has everything, this book has everything. Read what you got.
Judith chapter 5, verse 20.
I'm going to give you the context. What's going on is two men having a conversation amongst themselves about the children of Israel. Read.
Now, therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God.
So they're talking against each other. They're like, look, if there be any error, or if the children of Israel sin against their God, that what?
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
So they know that they can overthrow us. They can rule us if they keep us in sin. Read.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But
they're gonna word again. But it's a small word, but it's a big meaning. But meaning stipulations. Read.
If there be no iniquity in their nation,
meaning if we're doing what God tells us to do, keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments, read.
Let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
So the other nations know that if we are keeping God's commandments, that's when God gonna fight for us.
That's right.
That's when we can overthrow them. But that's why if you look out into the world now, everything that the world says is good goes against the Bible. For example, you eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster? You do, right? Why?
It's good.
It's good, right? Well, now, if you look out into it, what they say, pork is the new what? White meat. They say shrimp is a delicacy. They say all these things are good for you. When God tells you the opposite. Think about it. I want you to think about what's the characteristics of a shrimp, a crab, a lobster, oyster. What are they placed in the ecosystem? What do they do?
If I'm not mistaken, don't they like they don't
they what? Bottom feeders,
yeah,
right?
Bottom feeders. Yeah.
Think about it. Now think about this.
Yeah, that's true.
Even pigs. Pigs are here to clean the earth.
Right.
They don't even have sweat glands. So any disease and bacteria, they keep it in. So now you gotta think about it. If I'm eating things that are here to clean the earth, pigs that carry disease that are here to clean the earth, what is it doing to my body? Destroying it. Why? Watch this. Gout. Who are the leading people in gout?
Black folks.
Black folks. Even the doctors tell you, you get gout from eating pork. You get gout from the things that you eat. All these high blood pressure. We get all these things because we're eating what God told us not to do.
That's right.
What time is it? What time is it? Give me that. Leviticus 11. I'm going to show you this law real quick.
205.
205? All right. All praise. Yep. You know what I want.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7.
Now remember, we read that the other nations know that if they keep us breaking God's laws, that they can overthrow us, right? Now let's see what God said about pork. Read.
And the swine.
What's the swine? Pork, right? Read.
And the swine though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
He is unclean to us. We're not supposed to be eating things that are unclean to us. Why? Because God knows he created it and it's going to make us sick. God knows that we are a special people. We are the gods on this earth. So even if you look at who they call queens and the kings today, do you see them wearing hoochie stuff? Do you see them eating shrimp, pork, crab, lobster? They got the understanding to move different, right? But the actual kings and queens and princesses of this earth, we have no knowledge. We eating the things that we're not supposed to be eating. Read it again.
And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
So we're not supposed to be eating pork. Let's read on.
Of their flesh ye shall not eat, and their carcass ye shall not touch.
So we're not supposed to be eating pork. I don't care what the white man say. God says we're not supposed to be. Give me that. I'm the Lord, I change now. Because another thing the churches say, well, God said Malachi. Yeah, Malachi. Give me that. It's Malachi. Because a lot of people say, well, God knows my heart. He's all forgiving. Yeah, he knows your heart already. Sis, you got a flyer? Our information is on there. I'm telling you, this is, I don't know if you noticed, but the world getting rough. The world is getting crazy. And you don't want to be caught in the day of the Lord when he returns. You ain't right.
Right.
Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not.
So, all right, give me that. Give me, you know what I'm on, 26. Matthew. So, we're telling you, if you out here and you get caught in your sin when the Lord returns, you're going to die.
Right.
So what we are here to do is wake our people up and show you who you are according to the Bible.
That's
you
right.
are greater than who you say you are.
That's right.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.